We're going live.
Okay.
They can't see you right now.
Okay.
They can just see this image that you see on the screen. So
All right.
we're going to give it another 2 minutes as people join, and we'll push her live here in a second. So,
All right.
so we have a hot mic here. So, politics is a big issue right now, right? So,
Yeah. Don't say anything stupid.
yeah, right. All right, pushing this out, pushing it out. They can just see this image that you see on it. All right. All right. We are in the house. With Justin Wilson.
Hey.
Everybody, hey, Justin, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Hey, if you're just tuning in, this is called Lawnbot Live. Every week, I bring you our friends, our customers, vendors in the industry, people having success or have built success in their life and in their business. I want to bring you those people. And that's what we do here on Lawnbot Live. We bring you the best of the green industry. And today I have a super special guest, my friend and fellow green industry business owner, Justin Wilson with the Lawn Police. Justin, thanks for coming on the show today.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I said, hey, we started getting a lot of our customers on, and those are the first guests that we've had on the show. And I was like, hey, we got to get Justin on the show. He was one of the first people that actually gave Lawnbot a shot when we were starting up. So thanks for coming on the show today. And like I said, Justin Wilson is the owner, operator, founder of the Lawn Police in Utah. So, on the other side of the country from Michigan. Justin, how did you get into, first, let's start off with your background. I mean, how did you get into the green industry? And specifically, how did you start Lawn Police? I think it's a fascinating story for everybody that's in the green industry. They don't necessarily think about like going into it maybe as a kid. So how did you get into the green industry and start the Lawn Police?
Yeah. It's interesting. Both me and you were really young when we started our businesses. So, we learned a lot as we went, but yeah, mine started when I was probably like 12. My dad had bought an aerator, and he would have me and my brother go around and knock doors and sell aerations, and we'd aerate. We learned hard work at a young age. So, just him always doing that kind of brought me up loving lawns. And so when I was 21, I started working at True Green. That's where I started in the industry. And, they got me started. I got my license and realized I thought it was a pretty good job. You're out there and, it's quick paced. The days go by quick. So I worked there for 2 years. And then I went on to be a machinist, but I kept thinking, I want to get back into lawns, and I knew I had signed a non-compete, so I was, wasn't quite sure all the rules there. So I actually started a pest control company.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that about you. That's interesting.
Yeah. So, I'd done pest control at True Green. I knew how to do it, but that was kind of the extent of it. So I took what I knew from my dad, hard work, knocking on doors.
Yeah.
I went and I just started knocking on doors like, hey, I can spray your house right now, and I just started building up clients, and, it started growing to the point where I was like, well, either I'm all in or I'm just going to be knocking doors at night. And so I, decided to quit my job, and I went all in.
Yeah.
That's when I started doing lawns too, because I was like, I need as much work as I can to replace my income. And so, that's how the lawn police started. It was originally pest police for about 3 years,
Okay.
and then I switched it to lawn police when, I realized lawns where I wanted to take most of it.
Right. So, what those first 3 years, I mean, what did they look like? Did you get to how many customers did you get to in those first 3 seasons?
Well, it was a lot of pest control customers. I probably had about 500. But yeah, it went good. It was, if I ever had an opening in my schedule, I was knocking on doors, finding another job to do. So yeah, I made sure to fill my schedule. I wasn't going to come home with the money for the day. So
When you can't rely on other, you're like knocking on the door, hey, Mrs. Jones, do you need your lawn treated? Because that's that's the difference between growing your business and not growing your business, and being able to provide for your family. That's awesome.
right.
So you started in pest for those first 3 years. You're at like 500 or so customers. How long ago was that? Was it 10 years ago?
Yeah, so that was 2007. That's when I went and I bought a truck, and I bought a little spray unit. I actually put it on a trailer and I pulled it around. It was about 2010 when I switched to the lawn police. And so, but that switch, I don't know, I was almost like all in with lawn police, and I let a lot of the outside inside pest controls fade away. We just started doing just outside. So it's funny, today I actually have about 500 pest controls, which I had, 10 years ago, but it was because I made that switch over to, to focus on lawns.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's probably a good decision. I think last we just did a review bot blast for you. How many customers are you up to now?
2,000 on the lawns, and then 500 pest controls.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what I love about that is that you started at zero. You started at nothing. You basically built a business out of nothing that now you're employing, you're creating jobs, you're helping customers with their problems on their lawn and landscape, and you're setting a good example. For other people that are getting into the industry as well. I talk to so many people who are just starting out and they have like 100 customers and they're not thinking big enough. Like, was that always in your mind of like, I want to have a large company? Eventually, I don't maybe want to be on the lawns every day. Was that kind of the vision and goal the whole time?
It was, yeah. I didn't know how to get there though. I was young. I didn't have a lot of business experience other than I knew what I was talking about. I knew lawns, and I knew how to do them. I knew how to do them right. And the lawns were looking beautiful, but I didn't know how to take it to the next level when I was younger. So there's a lot of things that I wish I would have known.
So, with where we're at today, 2,000 customers, where your business is at now compared to back in 2007, how's this year been for you as opposed to other years? Has it been less stressful with having more customers, or is it as the customers increase, your stress level goes up as well?
It goes up a lot. New challenges come. New challenges that I didn't have 10 years ago.
Right. That's what that was the old saying that we had, was like, new problems are good problems. Like, if you have the same problems every year, that's probably a bad thing, right? Because you're not like growing as a person and finding solutions to the problems.
Yeah.
But if the problems are changing and hopefully getting bigger, like if you want problems, you probably want big problems as opposed to little problems. So that makes complete sense. Because you get better as you get older too. I'm sure you have so much more wisdom now than back when you first started, right? So it makes complete sense that you'd be a lot better at solving these. What problems do you have in your business now? I'm sure somebody watching this with one truck and a trailer, they're like, shit, my truck broke down. I got to like fix the wheels or whatever. But like, what does it look like at your scale and size? Like what's going on in your business today?
Yeah, you would think that my daily schedule is a lot of sitting around we have technicians to service the lawn. We have an office manager. Yeah, so you think that I don't have a lot to do, but that's kind of the opposite. As you grow, there's always just something. But I think my biggest challenges are in the employees. I've been able to maintain, 5 good employees for a long period of time. But there's always those, those last few spots that are really tough to fill. And this year's been really tough.
Yeah.
I think when they've had incentives to, on the unemployment side to not work, when they can make more being unemployment than working, it's been hard finding good guys. But
Yeah.
I'm kind of actually seeing that trend reversing right now. When we're looking to switch over to Christmas lights and we need to go from 7 guys to 12 guys, I'm actually starting to get a lot of response now.
Yeah.
So, but it was tough at the beginning of the year.
How are you finding those guys? I know we talk to a lot of companies and they like you, they say employment is one of the biggest problems they're trying to solve for. How are you finding those guys? Like where are you getting your talent from? And what do you guys do to keep them?
Well, I'm going multiple channels. We've always tried to get our current employees, friends and family, that sort of thing. We do have a news station here that has a big classified section that's pretty popular. So I've been using that a lot. That's kind of really fizzled out though. I'll put an ad on, I'll get 1 response. So we went with Indeed, and that's worked really good. We've been able to, we put an ad on and we that same day get 15 applicants.
Yeah. So, and you're paying for job ads on Indeed or just the free listing?
Yeah, paying for them. Yeah. Okay.
How much are you spending?
So they charge you 15 per lead.
Per qualified lead or just?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're finding them on Indeed. How do you keep them? That's another big problem is that I see in these Facebook groups is people talk about, it's hard to find good help.
Yeah.
Is it because you're getting better as a leader that they're staying, or are you guys doing specific initiatives to keep people around? Because I think that's when I was running my lawn care franchise, that's one thing I noticed is the turnover is so expensive. When you bring on especially in our business in the spring, we're going from 0 to 100 real quick, right? It's December, January, it's super slow. And then boom, demand spikes through the roof, and you need to get, let's say you go from 2,000 lawns to 3,000 lawns. Well, to do that, it's incredibly difficult. Yeah. It's easy to sell. It's hard to service. And I think that's the hardest part that people have a problem with, especially because licensing, depending on the state you're in, can be extremely hard. It was hard in Michigan until the corona hit, but now it's way easier to get people licensed. But how do you get people to stick around? That's something that a lot of people have issues with.
Yeah, exactly. We've had a pretty good culture. I try and keep the job serious, but not serious. We have fun. We all are pretty much friends, and I think that's played a big part. They're pretty supportive of the lawn police. They like working there. They're kind of all in on the business. And I think that's helped a lot of these guys stay.
Yeah.
Just developing that, we're going to stand out as a company. We're going to be better than working for somewhere else, and I think they've liked that.
Is that financial compensation? Is that selling a vision on where we're going? We're going to be the next big company here in Utah and kind of rising tides lift all boats. Is that kind of the pitch?
Yeah. Well, a little bit of money. Yeah. We have to pay guys $4 more, $5 more an hour than a few years ago.
Yeah.
So our expenses went up. But, one of the problems I had at TruGreen was when I'd go back to a lawn that I just sprayed a month ago and I wasn't happy with how it looked. I'm a guy that loves to look at a beautiful lawn. So,
yeah, I think we all are, right? People to be in this business or have come from this business. If we get a lot of gratification of starting with a crappy lawn and taking it to a beautiful green, thick, weed-free turf. There's a lot of gratification in that. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I think, when my technicians are pulling up and they're like, oh yeah, I was just here 40 days ago and now this lawn's just looking beautiful.
Yeah.
They feel good about their work. We've been supplying them with the best products. We don't skimp out at all on what we're putting on the lawns. And I think that's helped them be prideful in their work.
Right. Right. Hey, we have a question in from Dan Plata. Justin, how do you filter applicants that come through Indeed so you're not wasting time with button clickers? Because one thing I've noticed is it's really easy to submit. They make it like a one-click job. They call it like the click job application. So how do you not burn time? I mean, with sometimes you get hundreds of applications depending on the job. We actually ran a sign-on bonus, and it worked really well with getting apps. But then, what do you do specifically in your business to make sure you're not spinning your tires? So
yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah, I usually pick the 5 best ones as I'm looking at their resumes. That's why I kind of set the cap at 15. I don't want to have to scroll through 100 applicants. Everyone becomes a blur.
Yeah.
No one sticks out anymore when you're having that many. So I don't know. Keep the what you set to a reasonable amount, 15 applicants, and then pick the 5 best ones and set up an interview, and maybe 2 won't come, and then you'll interview 3 of them. And
is there something specifically in the resume you're looking for, like to show? I mean, is it like, hey, they've had obviously if they've worked at True Green before, that's probably a great candidate. But other than that, I mean, is there something specifically in the resume that you're looking for?
Yeah, we don't get a lot of applicants that have are licensed, and that's fine with me. I'm more looking that they don't have 10 jobs in the last year.
Right.
That's important to me. Like, if I can look and they've been at this company for 5 years and their work history is very, very small just because they've been staying at companies, that tells a lot to me that they're willing to come to a company and learn, and not just be gone after a week.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I mean, I think those nuggets right there are really helpful for other people. Because some people, they don't want to grow. I think what we've realized I've been able to watch a lot of different business owners over the years, some really big, some medium sized, and some small. There's different ways to run your business. I know other people that they want to be doing every lawn themselves, and every lawn looks great. Their retention is 90%, and they charge premium dollars for their applications. So, and there's other models where, hey, I don't want to necessarily be on every lawn. I want to create this asset that I could potentially sell on the back end, because as we know, businesses in this space, they trade for $1 one times revenue typically.
Yeah,
and I think that's something a lot of people don't think about, maybe going into it. But let's dive into marketing. So, with growing the Lawn Police, where are you spending money to grow your business? I think that's another big thing people want to know. Like, especially with people that are having success, you've obviously built a nice company. Where are you spending money on marketing?
Yeah, it's a lot about getting your name out there, so that when that customer, when they're actually looking, that they think of you. And so I haven't really ever spent a lot of marketing dollars. I mean, you're the one that introduced me to the Facebook, and thanks so much for setting that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that drove a lot of leads, low cost leads too. So, but I mean, my biggest form was, just referrals, offer a referral credit, and it's worked. It brings in, 400 referrals a year.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, that's killing it. And with the referral, how much are you giving both? Is it a both way thing, or how are you doing that? I know.
Yeah, we do a free grub control for the person signing up, and then $30 credit for the person referring.
Okay, so when you were small, I mean, 500 customers, you didn't have money for Facebook ads back then. Yeah. Like you mentioned, you're knocking on doors. I mean, getting your name out there, what does that look like on a tactical level? I mean, is that like putting business cards in people's doors? Is it networking, going to networking events, and like, what did it look like for you?
Yeah, well, there was, when I look back that far ago, there was there was no magic trick. There was nothing that it's just, you can just do this one thing and it works. I did so many things, like when I'm at the gas station, like, hey, we spray lawns. If you're ever interested, call us. It's just, it's telling everybody.
Let's talk about that for a second. How many customers have you gotten at the gas station just by having your trucks lettered up? It's like, I remember, being at the gas pump and I'm like going in, getting my freaking Gatorade and beef jerky. And it's like Mrs. Jones walks up and she's like, hey, can I get a card? And, but here's a really interesting tidbit. Like a lot of people just give a card and say, yeah, give me a call. Like I get out your phone, right? What's your name, your address, best email, best phone number, right? There's a way to ask for that data. And I that's the way I do. I say, hey, what's the best email address for you? What's the best phone number?
Yeah.
And so, and guess what, Mrs. Jones, I'm going to send you an estimate right for my truck. I'm going to measure your lawn on my phone and shit, I'll close it right there in the gas station parking lot. Let's take time out of the equation and win this customer. The best time to make a sale is when that person's interested. That's why we talk about speed to lead all the time.
Yeah.
Especially in the lawn care industry. When they hit your website, they request a quote. The best time to close that customer is when they're interested, right? Like as they're browsing. That's probably, you want to make sure your speed to lead, even analog, right? To your point, being in neighborhoods on Saturdays and Sundays, we would go out and treat lawns, not because we wanted to, but like we were growing the business so quickly. Yeah. The only time we could fit it in. Also a great time to win new customers because everybody's home, on Saturdays and Sundays, and great time to go 9 up and 9 down, knocking on doors saying, hey, I'm treating Tom's lawn next door. I love to treat your lawn. I love to get an opportunity. I love this is my line. I love just one season to show you what we can do. And I can guarantee you'll be a customer for years to come. If you can make big claims like that, you can grow your business exponentially and you're start winning customers like crazy. Let's talk about the Rona. How did your company fare during the Rona? I know different companies handle it different ways. Let's talk about the Rona for a second. What did Utah do? Did you guys go on full lockdown, or was it just, the Wild West out there? Literally out there in the West, right?
Right, yeah. Yeah, no, Utah's fared better, than anyone else. I think we got still the lowest unemployment in the whole country. We treated it serious, but we also had a lot of common sense.
Right.
They closed down restaurants for a short period, just allowed takeout, but all service industries just kept going just as normal. And I think that, really kept Utah moving.
Yeah. So when you look at your growth, this year versus last year, where are you at? Are you up by a lot, 20%, 30%? What would you say that is?
Yeah. So let's see, we're up 250. So new sales minus cancels were plus 250. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I guess we're just,
so net. So anybody want net new? Right. So you're taking new sales. You might've made what, like 300 or 400 new sales, or how many?
So we're about 500.
Yeah. So 500 new sales minus out cancels, net new growth. That means net new customers added is somewhere around 400, probably more before the end of the year as we're getting into it. We're starting to see a lot of activity on Lawnbot about people getting quotes for next year. It's typically what we see around this time, especially larger companies. You mentioned True Green is one of them. They send out their renewal letters in October. That's why you start, if you're in the industry, you start seeing uptick in estimate requests October, November. And when I grew up in the space, in the industry, when we only had a couple hundred customers, we never sent renewal letters until like January. And that's one change that I made when we came in, is we started sending renewal letters in October. So with the last treatment, lawns are looking good. We're giving them a renewal letter. So they're like, oh, my lawn looks better. It's greener. It's thicker. It's more weed free. Yeah. Oh, here's a renewal letter, and I can prepay and save 5%. That's what we did, and it worked really well. So if you're listening right now, that'd be a great tip for you. Don't wait till January and February to send your renewal letters. Send them now. Like, let's lock them in, right? We don't want to give True Green the opportunity to call them on the phone and say, I'd love to quote out your lawn this year. Like, let's win them. Let's win them now. Like let's take time out of the equation and win them now. So you guys weren't affected in Corona. That's awesome. And it sounds like your new sales are up this year. What's 2021 looking like? What are your targets? I always like to ask about that. Like what are you looking to do next year, growth wise?
Yeah, we got big plans, but I've kind of made plans with the current customer. I've seen different needs that the current customer has that we're not fulfilling.
Yeah.
That they want. So we're going to be adding certain things like tree and shrub care, and flower bed maintenance. So like pre-emergence and keeping weeds out of the flower beds. So we're going to hit that pretty hard. Just offering our current customers more options. But yeah, as far as we're planning on just sticking with the same thing. We'll do Facebook ads. We'll continue to pull in a lot of referrals. The lawns look good this year with the exception it was really hot and dry, and it's still hot. We're in October and it's 85 degrees for highs.
Wow.
So,
that must be a West Coast thing, because we had the heater on last night here in Michigan. It's getting frosty out here, I'll tell you.
It's getting cold at night. It's just the highs are still climbing up pretty high. So
send some of that out here, right?
Yeah.
Some Indian summer back in Michigan.
Yeah. Yeah, but we're expecting, lots of good things next year.
That's awesome. So I noticed, obviously you use Lawnbot in your business, and we appreciate that tremendously. When I was searching for you initially, when you first came on, I came across, you actually used another instant quoting tool.
Yeah.
Lawnbot's not the first instant quoting tool, but I believe it's the best. And because we continue to innovate on the product and make it the best buying experience for companies. Now, you used an instant quoting tool previously in your business. I think they went out of business. I'm not sure. Can you tell me a little bit about that? Like, what didn't you like about that tool? And why is Lawnbot, why has it worked out so well for your company?
Okay. Yeah. It served its purpose as we did it. It was capturing customers who were looking at night or on the weekends. Where it really fell short though was it was just a price, and
Right.
that's all it was. So if they're getting 10 prices, just a price means nothing to them.
Right.
I think that's what I've really liked what the Lawnbot does is it's utilizing what's special to us, to offer to these customers. So it's more than just a price, so if they're getting quoted 50 and then they talk to someone else for 45, they don't know what the difference is. And,
Right.
But Lawnbot, it breaks it down for them what we're doing. But, the first time I talked to you, I believed in it from the beginning. You told me we're, going to eventually have a measurement where you could, the customers could actually measure their lawn right there on there. And I was excited about that. And, and since we talked, you've lived up to every word you've ever said. It's, it's been better than I thought.
Well, that's good. I like hearing that. I was, and shout out to our team. It's amazing to have the best people on the team. It makes things a hell of a lot easier. And we have literally the best programmer in the state of Michigan is our CTO. Best, I don't know functionality wise if he's like the best at coding, but he gets shit done and he gets it out quickly. So that measuring tool we built in a warp speed amount of time, and we're able to get it into the marketplace really quickly. But now Lori joining, it's accurate, and we have Lori joining the team now. She's our client success manager. And I don't even, I think you're on the dashboard, right? You were able to log in and see the new dashboard. So you're an early access user in the dashboard. One thing that you didn't have this past spring, was our new credit card vault that we just built. And now you're going to have that. Well, actually, you're going to have the ability to integrate with Real Green payment processing. Yeah. So when that gets done, that's in its home stretch right now, the RGPP, Real Green payment processing.
Yeah.
And what's going to be beautiful about that is somebody's going to go through your Lawnbot. They're going to sign up for service. They're going to enter their credit card information. That credit card information is tokenized and attached to their account in Real Green automatically. So then when you log into Real Green, it says auto pay is set up. The the programs are all added to their account. It's going to be a beautiful thing. So we're redoing that Real Green integration, and then also finally adding the Real Green payment processing. So we're super excited about that.
Yeah, that'll be a game changer.
2021. I think it's going to be a fun year. Where me and Eric are talking, we're like, dude, this spring is going to be nuts, because right now we have 130 logos on the platform, and we think we'll be to 300 by the end of the year. 300 logos. And this spring, you talk about a seasonal business in the green industry. As we know, we call it the power window. March, April, May-ish, depending on where you're at in the country, is absolutely bananas insane, because you have current customers calling you, you have new customers calling you, you have pissed off people calling you, you have lawyers calling you, potentially. I don't know. But we're talking about setting up screens here in the office, just a wall of screens to monitor across the country. We have that now. We have one screen, and it's live all the time. So we're watching every chat come in and every experience kind of play out. We're like, oh, like this guy's really crushing it and this guy's not. So we're excited for this spring. Believe it or not, we had more than 15,000 chats this year. 15,000 chats. People went through Lawnbot, and maybe not. They made it. They started the experience. So it's been fun to see, and I know I appreciate you being a Lawnbot customer and believing in us from the start. We look forward to continue working with you. If you're interested in learning more about Justin and what he's doing at Lawn Police, Justin, where do they find you at? Is it UtahLawnPolice.com? Is that the best place?
Yeah, that's our website. Yeah.
And you guys are also on Facebook, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always free to answer anyone's questions. I've loved the Lawn Applicator Facebook page. It's taught me a lot. You can also chime in and help others.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing we didn't have 3 or 4 years ago.
Right.
When I was riding in the truck with my dad on the lawns. I think it's still mind blowing to me that people buy lawn care online, when literally I thought it was a big deal to get damn emails on your phone and be able to, like, oh, I'm in that neighborhood right now. Like, maybe I'm already in the neighborhood. I'll just drive by and like go sell it right now.
Yeah.
So it's mind blowing to, like, I get excited every time we make a sale and I see it's like colored in and blah, blah, blah. I'm still amazed by it. And we have some cool things in the pipeline that we have planned too. So here's a final question. This is one question that I ask every guest on the episode that we come in, that we have on the show. And I think it's helpful for people watching too. So if you could go back, 15 years and you're at $100,000 in revenue, right? You're in between one truck and 2 trucks. You don't have enough money in revenue yet to go to 2 trucks. What do you recommend for that person that is ambitious? They want to grow their business. What should their 2021 look like?
I would just go all in. If I could change something that I'd done, it was I stayed on the truck for too long. And when March and April come around and the phone's ringing off the hook, but when I have 25 lawns to spray, I can't go out and sell.
Right.
I think I would be in a different situation had I decided to go all in earlier. You just make that sacrifice. You get that employee, get him working with you, get him out on his own eventually, and then you got time freed up to be able to go grow your business.
Right. Yeah, we like to talk about this.
You can't.
Yeah, we like to talk about the 70-80% rule. Of course, Justin is going to have 100% retention rate. You're the damn owner. You're out there doing every lawn. Like, it looks perfect, like no weeds, right?
Yeah.
But we're looking for people to do it 70 or 80% as good as we do it. And, right, to like scale faster. So you're saying go all in. That means maybe give up a little bit less control sooner rather than later. Is that kind of where you're headed with it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So go all in, knock on doors, get referrals. I mean, do anything that you can do to grow your business and get your name out there. Is there anything you guys do special? I mean, I know some people like to do home shows and stuff like that. Do you guys do any of that kind of stuff?
We don't. You know what? I really like our lawn flags. I think they've made a huge difference. we were one of the first ones to ever come up with the custom lawn sign that was custom cut with our logo. It's big, it sticks out. I think that's made a huge difference in my business.
Yeah. Your lawn signs are sick. I mean, they've got the cutout of the shield, like the police shield in the lawn police. They're like die cut. Why are signs important? If I'm listening to this, I'm like, well, shit, why would I put a sign in the lawn in the spring, right? Like, why spend money on that?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the numbers speak for themselves. There's a couple guys in our industry that I feel do a great job in my area.
Yeah.
They can't pass 1,000 customers. Their name's not out there because, next door neighbor Joe, he doesn't know that this other company does that lawn, but they would know if the lawn police did it, because there are big signs there.
Right.
And, that I hear it all the time. Like, I'm calling because I see your signs all the time and the lawns are great. So, well, there you go.
Dude, that's a huge takeaway. Lawn signs work. I don't care if they're the 8.5. When we did it, we didn't even ask our customers. We went out there in April and literally and if they took it down, great. If they didn't, fine. If they canceled because of it, fine. We put lawn signs in there, big lawn signs, not like the die cut ones, which we did those too, which don't work just as well. But we did the big ones too. Put them on street corners, put them everywhere. The city's calling us saying, hey, it's $200 a sign. I'm like, all right, send me the bill. Like, I mean, if people don't know you, they can't sign up from you, right? Like, it makes so much sense. And it's so simple because you could throw, I mean, those signs, how much do they really cost you? $1,000, $1,500, and you probably get thousands of dollars in sales from these lawn signs.
Yeah.
It's a great marketing avenue that people are overlooking, I think sometimes.
Yeah.
So, Justin, it's been great having you on the show today. I always appreciate chatting with you, learning about what you're doing. I mean, we like to talk about the sexy digital side sometimes, Facebook ads, Nextdoor, Google, whatever. But sometimes lawn signs help it all, right? They see lawn police and they go to Google and then they read your Google reviews and you have a lot of Google reviews because of ReviewBot. And then they go to your website and they submit for a quote and now they can buy online. Like it all kind of works together. But that lawn sign, that analog lawn sign of seeing lawn police and actually knowing you exist, that makes a lot of sense. And I think more people should do it. So thanks for coming on the show today.
Yeah, thank you.
If you're interested in, learning more about Justin and what he's doing, reach out to him, utah.lawnpolice.com. We're going to drop his Facebook stuff in the comments below. And next week we have the one and only, I'm super excited for this episode. We have the one and only John Perry with Lawncology in the house. Lawncology, Greene County Fertilizer Company. Thousands of companies use their products across the world. Actually, they're into Canada. They're in they have some products in Canada, and great guy, so much knowledge, and I'm excited to have him on the show next week. We got John Perry with Lawncology coming on the show. So hope everybody's doing well. Hope you have a great Friday. I know we are here at Lawnbot, and we'll see you next week with John Perry.